Hey guys, this is Sam from Legacy of the Nerds, and I just thought with the ban list I would give you an updated Mermail deck profile. So let's just jump right in. Starting off first with the Mermail monsters, the level 3 ladies. We play 3 Lindy, because you can't really play any less than her, and she gives a lot of consistency to the deck. Moving on, we have 2 Gundy. I know Gundy should be at 3, but I find that if I run it at 3, I'll get it early game when I don't really have anything in my graveyard to set up for it, so I find 2 works really well for me. Moving on to level 4s, we play the 1 Turge because it's good for recycling stuff, and the Turge Gundy play is incredible. We then play 3 Pike because it's the main searcher in the deck and you can't really play less. Moving on to level 7s, we have 1 Abyss Lead because he's a 2700 beater that you really can't go without now. We then have 2 Megalo, which is super easy to get whenever you need it with Dragoons going to 2, and super easy to recycle with Gundy. And then going on from there, we play 3 Abystus because he is the best level 7, and you have to play 3. Moving on to the Atlanteans, we play 2 Heavy Infantry, 2 Marksmen, and 2 Dragoons. I really like 2 of each because you can change the amount of Marksmen and Heavy Infantry if you need to in game 2 or 3. And they're easy to side out for if a deck doesn't set much. And then moving on, we play 1 Deep Sea Diva because it is great in this deck and is really good for making Trish. Moving on, we play 2 Undyne because it pretty much makes Deep Sea Diva searchable. Well, it does make it searchable. And then we played 2 Genix controllers to go with the Undynes. So that's all for the monsters. Moving on to spells, we have 1 Allure because it's a good draw card with controller, and it makes it so that if you open a controller and you open this, it's instantly live. We then play 1 Regeki, and then 1 Mind Control, because almost every deck plays level 4s, so it's great to steal it, and either sync with it or overlay for it. Moving on from there, we play 2 MST, because even with Heavy Infantry, you still need to have extra form of back row hate. And then 2 Salvage for the rest of the spells, because recycling is always great. Moving on to the traps, we play 3 Abyss Sphere, because you can't really go with less, and it is great for getting the deck to start moving. Moving on from there, we have 1 Solemn, 1 Vanity's Emptiness, and 2 Fiendish Chains. Moving on to the extra deck, we have our beautiful Kuribo tokens. For Synchros, we play 1 Armades, because it's really easy to make with Deep Sea Diva. Gungnir, because it's easy to make with either Pike and Controller, or Heavy Infantry, Heavy Marksman, and Deep Sea Diva. We then play Trishula, because you can make Trishula in this deck, and because you can, you need to play it. 1 Leo, and then that's all for the Synchros that we play. For the XYZs, we play Alucard, Nightmare Shark, Abyss Strike, because Abyss Strike is pretty much a monster reborn in the deck. Abyss Dweller, because graveyard effects are very powerful in the game. Exciton, Castel, 101, Bahamut Shark for getting out Abyss Strike without needing all the materials for it. Big Eye, because stealing monsters is always fun. Dracosac, because it's Dracosac. And Abyssgaios, because Abyssgaios is very good for locking down your opponent, and because his negation effect does not target, which is going to be really big for when Mage Specters come out, because it'll be a good way to negate their effects. So that was my Mermail deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed it, because this deck is a lot of fun to play in the current meta. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.